We are covering one of my favorite topics today, and that is how to use your voice as an instrument for healing yourself and others. So I'll teach you 3 ways you can tap into the healing power of your own voice and give you some ideas to play with these 3 practices. So let's begin. Welcome to Reawaken Your Voice. I'm Lainey Crawford, holistic voice coach, singer, song weaver. I believe the song in your heart holds medicine for yourself and for the world. And yet too often, something happens along the way. We shut down our voice and our song goes unsung. Whether you stopped singing years ago or have always harbored an unrealized dream to start, if you're ready to finally give voice to those unsung songs in your heart, then take my hand as I guide you to free yourself from the inner critic, reignite your creativity, find your courage, sing with confidence, and reawaken those dormant parts of yourself aching for a revival. So dust off your songbooks, tune up your guitar, bust out your singing bowls, your shakers, your drum. Actually, all you really need is your voice, your breath, open ears, and an open heart. Let's play. There is a Native American saying, I believe from the Sioux tribe, that says, the longest journey you will ever make is the one from your head to your heart. In my experience, I have found that music is such a powerful companion on this journey. This journey that it seems like it could be a lifetime of moving from the head to the heart. And in other ways, it feels like we have to take this journey every day over and over again, reminding ourselves to drop back into that heart space and stay connected there. But music is so powerful on this journey because it inherently has the ability to bring these separate parts of ourselves together and into alignment. There's a term in biomusicology, entrainment. And entrainment is when internal rhythms synchronize with external rhythms or external patterns. And music naturally brings about this synchronization. A very simple example of this is tapping your feet or moving your body to the music. You know, your physical body is synchronizing with the beat in the music, and you're just naturally drawn to that movement. But it goes beyond that. It goes beyond just that surface level stuff, deep into the body, into our heartbeat, our brain waves, our breathing, especially for singing. And this entrainment can bring about coherence, which has many health benefits. But what is coherence? Well, coherence is when the 4 bodies, the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual bodies, come together and align. So our body is in a state where it can heal and rejuvenate and repair and detoxify. Being in this state of alignment has so many health benefits, not only physically, but emotionally, mentally, spiritually. And music can bring all of these parts together. Now let's take that one step further to the voice. I may be biased, but I believe the voice is the most powerful healing instrument of all. It's part of us. It's human. And yet, it's the only instrument that is not man-made. The voice is designed by God. We have something very unique as singers and songwriters, and that is we have this unique power of the voice to mix music with language, sound with words. So not only do we have the physical, we physically have the healing vibrations in the voice itself, but we also can layer words and lyrics, another form of language, on top of the language of music. There is emotional healing through storytelling. There is human connection through language that gives deeper meaning to the sound, the physical vibrations. And that creates an opening for healing to occur. So we can talk about this all day long, but I think it's more powerful to look at experiences, life experiences. I have witnessed the power of singing as a student of music therapy when we would work with patients who had dementia or Alzheimer's, and they were unresponsive, nonverbal sometimes, but then they would light up when their favorite song came on, or when we'd start singing and playing a song that was in their memory from long ago. And they would remember every word, and they would sing along. That is the power of music and singing. I have witnessed the power of the human singing voice to move people through performance. All the feedback that I've received from people in the audience after performances throughout my life, they would say that they were moved in some way, or it brought tears to their eyes. And we know that tears are healing. They're naturally healing. I've experienced the power of sound healing, like receiving it. When I was in Bali listening to a musician, he was playing guitar, and the music was written with the intention of healing. And as I laid down and listened and just received, I listened with the intention of releasing my jaw. I have TMJ, and yeah, that's fun as a singer. But my jaw can get so tense and clenched up and out of alignment. And in this instance, with that intention, I felt my jaw release. It opened up, came back into alignment, and the pain and tension was gone. I know the power of songwriting because it carried me through my own grief. By writing songs and singing about my experiences in life, I was able to move through them. And beyond that, when I shared that with other people who were going through grief, it helped them through theirs. I know the power of improvisation because I've seen it open up parts of people they had forgotten about. They were able to bring something to the surface and heal. I saw this often when leading singing circles. We'd go deep into an improvisation, and they could repeat words over and over, and going deeper and deeper with the music, it shifted something. And personally, when I do this practice, I arrive somewhere else. Like there's a new perspective, or there's a shift in energy. There's a revelation, a self-discovery. There's catharsis. Through expression, there is release. So what about you? When have you seen or experienced or witnessed the healing power of music, of singing, of the human voice in your life? I think that's where it really sinks in, and we grasp the truth of the healing power of music and the voice specifically. So here are 3 ways to use your singing voice as an instrument for healing. And these 3 practices call into alignment the physical, the mental, the emotional, and the spiritual bodies. And through that alignment, that coherence, you're creating the spaciousness and the environment, perhaps the fertile soil for healing to occur. Number 1. Singing. Now, this may seem obvious, but let me go a little deeper into what I mean by this. So singing itself brings in all of those pieces, the physical, the mental, the emotional, the spiritual. But truly, singing is a beautiful way to bring about healing, not only for yourself, but for others. And that begins with humming. The vibrations, the way that it physically moves the organs of your body is so healing. So you can begin with just gentle humming, and you can learn to direct the sound into places throughout your body that need some healing, that need some release. Perhaps you feel tension, you feel blockage, there's something stuck. You can hum and send those vibrations to that area. You can also do vocal toning. So from that humming, where your lips are closed, but the vibrations are moving through the body, the vocal toning begins to open up. So you're opening up to vowel sounds, e, I, o, u, and all the little bits in between those. And you can place those vowels in a certain way within your body to open up those spaces, much like the humming, but now we're kind of opening up beyond that and letting your intuition guide you to which vowel sound is needed to open up a certain space within your physical body. Now we're still talking about physical vibrations, right? Well, singing also has the ability to shift energy, to shift something emotionally, energetically. Think about the sacred moments of life, ceremonies, life milestones, birth, death, celebrations. These sacred moments of life, they are calling for music because music enhances those moments of life. So if you're singing alongside any of these sacred moments of life, you are enhancing the experience. You are shifting energy or leaning into a certain emotion and letting it pour through. So that brings the emotional and spiritual connection that brings all of those into alignment. Number 2, the second way to tap into the healing power of your voice is through songwriting. This can really bring deep emotional healing for you as you write lyrics and make sense of life experiences, the ups and the downs and everything in between, all the human stuff. As you are sharing your story and expressing it through your voice, yes, you are making sense of life, but you're also, in sharing that, helping someone else feel less alone, helping someone else feel seen and heard and understood by seeing and hearing their story in yours. A crucial piece of this songwriting and healing through songwriting is that you must touch truth in what you're singing, in what you're saying. In order to establish a true heart connection and real resonance between your heart and the listener, or between your own voice and your own heart, there must be truth. You must touch truth. Whether that's in the lyrics or in the feeling of the sound, but it must be connected to something true. That's what creates the resonance and the connection and the healing. I think about one of my favorite poems, and it's by Emily Dickinson. It's called I Died for Beauty. And it's all about how beauty and truth are one. That's my interpretation of it anyway. But through touching truth, you're also touching something beautiful. Number 3, vocal improvisation. This really calls in the spiritual connection, the spiritual body, if we go back to the whole coherence thing. But improvisation truly ignites creativity. It ushers in this sweeping sense of freedom, allows for discovery, for release, helps you uncover things that have been buried, and guides you back home to your heart. As you're improvising, I truly see it as like a co-creation with God. There's this spiritual connection, this this sense of something beyond yourself that you're tapping into. You're giving and receiving. As you're singing and creating, you're also listening and receiving and allowing whatever you receive to flow through you. So it's this give and take that for me, it's like I'm in communion with the Holy Spirit, and it opens me up to something greater, something beyond my human self. And so I'm able to connect more deeply with my spirit and with truth. Kind of gets your head out of the way and brings you back to the heart. And that is the journey we're on after all, right? Moving from the head to the heart. So just to recap, 3 ways to tap into the healing power of your voice, or 3 practices to help you do this. Number 1, singing. Number 2, songwriting. Number 3, vocal improvisation. So how can you apply these 3 practices to kind of experiment with this? Well, I would recommend that you experiment with humming, moving into vocal toning, like opening the hum up to vowel sounds, and from there moving into an improvisation with words. Whatever words come through, whether you're asking a question or crying out, just releasing some kind of emotion, anger, frustration, worry, whatever it may be, you can use this improvisation to heal from something that's been heavy on your heart. Maybe there's something you're seeking answers about, or maybe you're seeking comfort, whatever it may be. And this process, like from humming to vocal toning to vocal improv, opening up to words and phrases and just letting out whatever comes while maintaining an open inner ear, this can lead to a new song, yes, but it may also lead to a new revelation, a new understanding, a new perspective. So stay open and see what comes. You can set an intention for it, but also approach it without expectations so that you're open to a conversation of giving and receiving. And in this state of creative flow and expression, singing and moving this energy, even if it's just in that moment, you can find that sense of alignment with the 4 bodies, the physical, the mental, the emotional, the spiritual, that coherence. It's something to be experienced more than it is something to talk about in scientific terms. So that's why I encourage you to experiment and play with these ideas and notice what's happening in your body. Notice what's happening in your mind. Notice what's happening emotionally and how that affects, the physical body and the mind and all these things. And notice the spiritual connection. I often feel this overwhelming wave of emotion that comes in when I'm singing, because I'm feeling fully immersed in the light of God. And that is the most healing thing of all. So again, I encourage you to experiment with this and experience it for yourself in your own way. And as you make that journey from the head to the heart, know that your voice is a powerful tool and truly a gift that can be your companion along the way. Hey friend, thank you so much for listening. If this episode unlocked something in you or moved you in some way, I'd be so grateful if you'd leave me a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you're streaming this, and share this episode with a friend who's been praying for a vocal breakthrough. Until we meet again, keep nurturing that song in your heart. Lots of love.